He's a coward. I could cheat again and he'd still stay, she bragged to her friend, thinking I'd never hear. So I packed my bags, left without a word. Now she's homeless, broke, and begging. And all I gave her was the silence she deserved. For 3 years, I dated Stella. Smart, charming, the type you picture building a future with. We shared an apartment, split bills, talked about marriage. Then 6 months ago, everything shifted. Too many girls' nights appeared on her calendar. Sudden obsession with expensive outfits. And her phone glued to her hand. Her best friend Arya had always called me the human equivalent of a seatbelt. Safe and boring. Stella started echoing the same lines. I'm not the type to snoop, but I pay attention to patterns. She laughed at texts while hiding her screen. Work drinks ended after midnight. New perfume, but only on nights she wasn't with me. I told Stella I'd be away on a business trip. Booked a hotel across town and waited. On the second night, I drove back and parked across from our building. At 9:37 p.m., an unfamiliar car pulled up. Out stepped a guy I'd never seen. Tall, overgelled hair, smug posture. Stella appeared at the door, threw her arms around him, kissed him right there, then let him inside. I took a time-stamped photo and drove back to the hotel. For 2 weeks, I played the part of the dependable boyfriend while secretly packing boxes, updating my resume, transferring bills. The precision felt good. I was leaving with purpose, not chaos. Then one night, I came home early and heard Stella on speakerphone in our bedroom. Carson's just different, she said breathlessly. Levi's stable, reliable, all that crap, but he's not it. You were right, Arya. I deserve more than Mr. Predictable. Arya's laugh came through. I told you, guys like Levi are seatbelts. They keep you locked in place. They don't leave. Exactly, Stella replied. Honestly, I could cheat again and he'd still stay. He's too boring to leave me. I didn't burst in. I just let those words settle. Any trace of love I had left evaporated. It wasn't betrayal anymore. It was contempt. A week later, I suggested we go somewhere nice. At the restaurant, Stella spent the evening glowing, talking about vacation ideas and getting a dog. Then dessert arrived. I slid my phone across the table, showing the photo of her kissing Carson at our door. The color drained from her face. What is this? Evidence, I said calmly. I don't date liars. She cycled through tears, denial, then blame. You're trying to control me. Control you? Stella, you told Arya you could cheat again and I'd still stay. That's arrogance. Her phone buzzed. Arya calling me a control freak. I stood up. Wait, please, you made your choice. Now, I'm making mine. I left cash on the table and walked out. 2 weeks later, I moved out completely, placed my keys on the counter, and closed the door. 3 years ended in silence. I threw myself into transformation. Daily 6 a.m. gym sessions, crushing work targets. When my boss offered me a senior position at our West Coast office, I took it immediately. New city, new apartment, new life. Meanwhile, Stella's dream life with Carson crumbled fast. He quit his job to focus on music, which turned into gaming until noon. Stella paid rent, groceries, everything, while maxing out credit cards. Then Carson started hooking up with a 22-year-old from his band. He drained Stella's $38,000 savings, pawned her jewelry, and disappeared. Her friendship with Arya imploded next. They moved in together, but Stella couldn't pay rent and threw chaotic parties. After one final screaming match, Arya threw her out. Stella ended up in a cramped studio, lost her job, faced daily debt collector calls. She tried rewriting history on social media, blaming me for everything, even starting a podcast called Real Talk with Stella about how I'd held her back. At a networking event where I was speaking, she cornered me with cheap champagne. Mr. Big Shot, still playing corporate hero. Must be, I said, and walked away. The interaction lasted under a minute. By winter, I was thriving with my new girlfriend Aurora, planning trips, running races. Then an email appeared. Please, Levi. She'd sent 7 messages over 2 weeks. Carson had vanished after maxing out joint credit cards. She was facing eviction, drowning in debt. The final message. You're the only person who cared about me. Please don't abandon me. I responded once. Meet me at Redwood Cafe. Sunday, 11 a.m. When she arrived, she looked hollow, pale, thinner, wearing a worn coat. She poured out her story. Carson disappeared. She lost everything. Her parents refused to help. I made the biggest mistake of my life, she whispered. You were the best thing that happened to me. Maybe we could start over. Then came entitlement. You owe me something, Levi. After everything we were, you can't just watch me suffer. I let her finish. You told Arya I was too boring to leave you, that I'd stay no matter what. You were wrong. Her face went pale. I didn't mean you meant it. Boring guys don't beg. They just walk away and never come back. Please, I'm begging you. I'm not your backup plan. Your chaos isn't my concern anymore. I stood, left money on the table, and walked out.